Alrighty, drone video for tract 20 at Cave Hollow. We're parked on the south side. We're looking northerly. You can see the section of Meadow area that's directly on the property. And we're going to get up in the air here and get a good look at this. Beautiful property. So the easement road borders the south side. In the truck, we have actually just pulled off the easement road onto the property. You can see the entire meadow. The middle portion of that meadow is what's on the property, so right where the truck is parked. And you can definitely check out the maps and whatnot on the listing page. You can see just how it's situated. And here we're just looking southerly up on the easement road, which goes up the hill and to the paved road, which is Highway 5. There we go. So easement road, you really can't see it. It's running at the edge of the meadow. The truck itself is about 50 feet off the easement road. So you've got setbacks from the roadways at all the tracks out here at Cave Hollow, but you could easily get beyond the setback, which I believe is 100 feet. And you have a huge section of the meadow which would be usable. You could pull right on, and you can camp, you could build whatnot in that meadow, or you could certainly go northerly into the timber and create a spot there as well if you wanted to. So the meadow is fairly level. The property is actually higher at the road and then slopes down very gradually as you go north to that creek bed that we see right there. And that's actually a named creek. That's Little Creek. But it does not, that section of Little Creek does not appear to flow year round. Then as we go northerly, we're looking northerly right now over the creek bed, the land rises up and actually does get steep on the northern part. And that's also where it transitions into more cedar trees than hardwood trees, with the southern part where the meadow is and up to the creek bed being more hardwood than cedar. So now that we're on the north part, we're seeing the cedar trees. You can see some natural open areas, which are natural cedar glades. And as you get to the very northern section of the property, it begins to level off a little bit. And that's a view to the southwest. If we got up another, I don't know, however, another 50 or 100 feet or whatever, we could see the paved road, which is Highway 5. You can take that northerly into Gainesville, Missouri, or southerly to Mountain Home, Arkansas. Okay, looking straight down at the north part of the property, we're actually facing south now. So you can see how the property slopes down and then transitions into the meadow area. And again, it's the middle portion of that meadow which is on this particular tract. Huge deer and turkey in this area, nice population of deer and turkey. On this tract, you'll definitely have deer in the meadow in the mornings and evenings, and then they head into the wooded areas generally when they're ready to take a little deer nap. Now here we've actually gone east off the property. It looks like we're following the creek bed, just kind of checking out the area. And that's some kind of other trail that's not on the property. Not sure why we made a little detour here. I guess maybe to see that their Little Creek is a lot like other little creeks here in the Ozarks. You'll have sections that flow and sections that don't. So what's happened here is probably the water was flowing at some section of the creek bed. It goes literally underground and then pops up again in another section of the creek bed. That's actually quite common. So there you can see it. There's a section without water, which is a couple hundred feet from the section that had water. But the creek bed itself is beautiful. Some places it has a gravel bottom, some places, it has a flat rock bottom. Wow, we're zipping back to the property here. Super private tract. You certainly have the option of creating a driveway or a site backing the timber, but it's really handy to have that meadow, which is pretty much good to go. I mean, you can pull in with your truck or your RV or whatnot, your camper, get over 100 feet off the easement road, so you'll be on the setback, and then you can just kind of do your thing. Whereas on a lot of tracts, you need to plan on creating your own driveway and site just so you can get beyond the setback. You're covered on this property. And the meadow is quite pretty as well. The meadow, I think we mentioned this in one of the other videos, the meadow was cleared just a couple years ago. This portion of the meadow was cleared a couple years ago. So you actually can't see it on some of the aerial maps on the MapRight program. You have to switch the different base maps to find one that's fairly recent, and then it'll show this meadow area. So heading northerly, you can see kind of a little structure off to the left there. Now it's centered. That's some old deer stand or deer blind or whatnot. There we go. So now looking southerly. The easement road was actually, after this video was taken, it was widened, it was shaped a little bit, so you'll see that when you get out there, but basically level in the meadow. Beautiful tract. So InstantAcres.com is the website if you're not already there. You can check out the listing page for this tract if it's still available. You can see all the info, play around with the interactive map, which is really fun. And if you have any questions, just let us know.